So friends, in last video we understood the how type C pinouts are and how they configures, what is the CC, CC1, what is the V bus, and how the communication take place between the two devices, how the power delivery take place. Now in this video we are going to learn how the buck boost converter work. Buck and boost. There are two in our normal laptops. We saw there our battery charging section. The battery charging section is there to generate some battery charging voltage. But here the type C concept, the battery charging section is little bit different. It's called the buck and boost converter. So what is a buck and boost converter? What is the things its work? So we are going to learn how these things plays or how these things work in this video. So this is my type C connectors, okay, and this is my battery charging section. This is my battery. Here is my super IO, SIO, and this is the buck boost converter or the buck boost generator, and this is the system voltage which is going to out. Now how the system works is going to out, that we'll first see. Here's a block diagram. So this is basically a block diagram. This is my type C connectors. This is the power delivery controller chips which communicate with the adapters and request the voltage, and that system voltage, that 20 voltage pass to here. This is buck boost battery charging section which generate the B plus voltage, that is supposed to be a 12.6 or 13 voltage, depend on model to model. And these are the different buck converters. One for the 3 voltage, 5 voltage, DDR4 voltage, that is a 1.2 voltage, 1.8 voltage, 1.05 voltage, and the CPU core. So different buck converters are there, and again 2.5 voltage is also required because the DDR4 require 4 level of voltage, that is 1.2 volt, 0.6 volt, 2.5 volt, and 3.3 volt. So first this 3.3 volts generator 2 voltages, that is one linear voltage, that is a 3 VLP and 3 always voltage. This 3 VLP is going to the SIO. Once is receive the 5 volt or 20 volt, it generates the 3 linear voltage, and this 3 volt is going to the SIO at its VCC pin. And this 3 volt, that is buck converter output, is going to the CPU, then the BIOS, then the LCD, audio, network, or the different section, that is a high current. Similarly the 5 volt is also the same, and this 1.2 is going to the RAM, 0.6 voltage is the VT to the RAM, 1.8 to the CPU, 1.05 to the CPU, and final this is for the CPU, for the CPU core voltage. So friend, this is basically a block diagram in the type C system. Now here the power is on the bidirectional, like the power is going from this connectors out, and when the output is required, the 5 volt or any different volt like a 15 volt or 20 volt is required, this battery voltage also pass from this direction. That means the power coming from this connector is going to the connector from the both the direction. So that is why this section is called the buck boost converter. The buck boost converter is the reduce the voltage and boost the voltage. When the battery voltage, that 13 voltage or 12.6 voltage, is boosted to the 20 volt and given to this connector, that means the power is on the both the directions. Okay, so now we are going to understand how the circuit works. So this is basically a circuit or the concept of the buck boost converter, and already I explain the different component. Now so this is a basic core of the section. This is called the buck and boost converter. Now suppose when the adapter is connected here, okay, then first the communication take place between the adapter and the connectors or the laptop. CC point connected. CC is the configuration channel. This type C controller chips first communicate with the adapter, and the 5 volt pass from this V bus. This 5 volt comes here, it's going to the chips, it generates this LDO 3 volt. If this LDO 3 volt is coming, that means the chip is probably okay. Then start communicating with this SIO. This 5 volt pass to here. Once the 5 volt pass to here, this chips trigger this MOSFET Q1 is trigger this MOSFET. This 5 volt comes here, pass to this coil L1, and then this chips again trigger this MOSFET number Q3. Once it trigger this MOSFET, then this 5 voltage is coming from this path. Okay, 5 volt is coming from here, then pass from Q1, pass from L1, then Q3. These four are the MOSFET. Okay, pass from here and sent to the output, and this is called basically it's called the B plus voltage or the system voltage. Then this voltage is going to the 3 volt section, and that 3 volt section is receive that 5 volt and convert this 5 volt into the 3 volt, that is called the linear voltage, 3 VL voltage, and that 3 volt voltage is going to the SIO. Now our SIO is turned on. Okay, once this SIO is turned on, then he started communicating with the battery as well as to this battery charging chips as well as to this type C controller chips. Now he check everything. If everything is okay, then he requests this battery controller chips or the type C controller chips via this SM bus. SM bus is basically a 2-wire communication protocol. There are 2 wire, one is called the clock and another is called the data. This 2-wire communication protocol is a bidirectional. You can see the arrow on the both the side is a bidirectional. Bidirectional means data is sent also and received also. So once this communication is take place, like the once SIO got the 3 volt power from this 3 volt section, he started communicating with the battery as well as to the battery type C controller chips, and he requests the type C controller chips that he need a 20 volt. Just now he received the 5 volt, but if everything is okay, then his request for the 20 volt. If anything is wrong, if the chip is not working, or there is a problem in the 3 volt section or any other sections, or something wrong in this output section, or maybe this MOSFET are faulty, then is not able to communicate with this battery charge delivery chips and is not communicate with the CC port, and the type C controller, that adapter deliver only the 5 volt, is not shift 5 volt to 20 volt. So that may be faulty. Suppose if you have a laptop which is not generating the 20 volt, only the 5 volt is coming, and in DC power supply there is a current is coming from 5 milliampere to 20 milliampere and 5 volt output, then what you have to do is you have to check for the whether the SIO is getting a 5 volt, SIO is getting a 3 volt, that on its standby pin or VCC pin. So you have to check that. If this 3 volt is not coming, then you have to go this 3 volt section and check whether it is receiving the input 5 volt, and if it is not receiving the 5 volt, then you have to check this Q1 MOSFET and Q3 MOSFET, which is controlled by this chips, and you have to check basically this path. Okay, so you need 3 volt to work the SIO, so that is important. Okay, so now if suppose the communication is take place between the SIO and the battery charging chips and everything is okay, then he requests the 20 volt, and once he requests the 20 volt, then from this chips request from the CC channel to the adapter. The CC is a configuration channel, CC1 and CC2 is for the configuration channel, and he talked the adapter that he requests for the 20 volt. Then accordingly adapter shift the 5 volt into 20 volt. Okay, so now the 20 volt comes out, step number 9, and this 20 volt comes here. He generates this LD voltage, then start communicate with the CPU. If the data lines are there, then that 20 volt comes here. AC detect signal will be generated, that is a 3 volt. DC in voltage, that is a 20 volt input to this battery charging chips, 20 volt. AC detect is there are these 2 resistors are there, R3 and R4. Is basically according to the Ohm's law, here is a voltage divider circuits, and that divider circuit generate a 3 volt here, and if the 3 volt is coming here, then these chips generate the AC OK signal, is a generator 3 volt, and inform to the SIO that the adapter is present. If the 3 volt is here, then he just send output to the 3 volt to the SIO, that means the adapter is detect. Okay, so now once this communication take place, then the SIO started communicating with the battery charging chips. This is step number 6, and generating data and clock signals simultaneously with the battery, and then he started triggering this two MOSFET, switching alternatively like our buck converter. He started MOSFET number Q1 and Q2. It's just switching pulsating pulses to the this Q1 and Q2 MOSFET. Here is my DC 20 volt. Now this DC 20 volt is switching by two MOSFET, and this coil as used for the load purpose. The pulsating AC voltage will pass here, and then this chip will trigger this MOSFET Q3, trigger this MOSFET, and it short this two MOSFET. So pulsating AC voltage will be passed here, store across the capacitor, and here we'll get a system voltage or B plus voltage that somewhere around 12 to 13 volts. Again depend on model to model. In Apple laptop it's 13.1 voltage, on some laptop is 12.6 voltage. Is depend again model to model. So that 20 volt is converted into the 12.6 or 13 voltage here by switching this two MOSFET. So this is called the buck converter. The buck converter is a reduce the voltage, so that system voltage pass to the next section. And if the battery need the charge, then what this battery charging do is he drive this battery drive signal. You can see this signal, drive signal. This battery drive signal, this trigger this MOSFET, and that's the same voltage, the 12.6 voltage pass to this MOSFET and is given to the battery, but the battery plus point. Here's the battery positive point. Okay, so voltage will be passed from here, from this path. Okay, and this is our V bus. Okay, so now the voltage is passing through. So this R2 is used for the current sensing resistor. The current sensing resistor means the current sensing when the current passing to the battery. So measure the current. Here are the two current sensing resistor. One here R1 when the 20 volt pass to this output section, that time this chips the measure the current. If the current is normal, then it allowed to trigger this MOSFET and Q3 MOSFET. If there is something wrong, suppose the current is high, then when he measure the current from this CSIP or CSIN pin, measure the current. If the current is high, then he stop the triggering and stop the voltage like that. So the voltage is passing on, switching via this MOSFET through this coil Q3 MOSFET and to the output. And when the battery need the charge, then this battery charging chips drive this MOSFET and this 12.6 volt pass to the battery positive point. Okay, so this is one thing. So what will happen, suppose if I remove the adapter? Okay, so suppose if I remove the adapter, then all the voltage will be stopped, and this MOSFET will deliver the output voltage. That means the plus voltage, that 12.6 volt pass here and pass through this MOSFET and going to the output. It's called the B plus. That means voltage is coming. That means voltage is coming for either from this direction or from this direction. So this is my output voltage. Okay, so the battery is a bidirectional. Like when the battery charging, the voltage pass from via this MOSFET, and when we remove the adapter, voltage pass from this direction. So this MOSFET is basically used for the bidirectional purpose. Okay, so this is called the system voltage. It's called the V bus voltage. And battery, here's a, normally we know in other laptop the battery have the SM bus also. SM bus is a system management where the check the battery charge and battery total, how much the voltage store in the battery. So that is a communication protocol again. Now we are going to see how the boost converter work. We see the buck converter. Now we are going to see how the boost work. Boost means boosting the output voltage. Suppose when we remove the power and suppose we connect something here, the monitors, and this monitors require 20 volt, and we not connect here any adapters, and we connect here a monitor, and that monitor require 20 volt. Then what will happen? Now here is the battery voltage is a 12.6 volt. The 12.6 volt is coming. At that time the communication CC port request from the monitor CC port request to this chip is required a 20 volt. Accordingly that he requests to the SIO via SMBus. SIO requests to the battery and give the command to the battery charging chips. So his request a 20 volt. At that time, this two MOSFET started switching. This two MOSFET Q3 and Q4 started switching, and this 12.6 volt started switching via this coil. The voltage will be boosted and passed to this capacitor. Here will be generated 20 volt, and that 20 volt will pass to the output, and he has received the output voltage. So friend, in this way the voltage is a bidirectional. So whenever you have this type C connector or type C buck and boost laptop, so you have to check on sequence. So I given here a sequence. So step number 1, step number 2, step number 3, you have to follow the steps. Okay, and this buck and boost converter, the power is bidirectional. That means the power goes from inside also, power goes outside also. Okay, so in this way I explain this concept. I hope you understand this circuit diagrams. If any doubts or if any questions, you can contact me. Thank you very much.